time survey, statewide survey of household water and sanitation is seeing the light of day at last, and that His Excellency will release the report today. For us at ARGHYAM, ASHWAS has been a very important part of our 4-year journey. Although we are in the main part of funding agency and have cumulatively supported 57 projects across 14 states of the country, this survey has a very special meaning for us, because in some sense it has allowed us to get a very direct sense of how people perceive their own water and sanitation situation. When we planned the ASHWAS survey, we did an extensive, wide consultation process. We wanted to be able to make sure that the survey is comprehensive, that it is participative, that we are able to correctly collate and analyze the data, and most importantly, we wanted to make sure that the findings could go back to the people in a simple and easy to use format, so that they would be able to see what is happening in their own Gram Panchayats and also across their districts and across the whole state. We hope that much more analysis of the data of ASHWAS will be done by others, including researchers, and that it will help deepen the discourse on water and sanitation in the state. Although some of the findings are extremely alarming, we did not intend this report to be a blame game or a finger-pointing exercise. We hope, in fact, that the survey will meet the information needs of policymakers so that we can move quickly towards ensuring the universalization of access to safe and sustainable water and sanitation across Karnataka. My colleague ARGHYAM CEO Sunita Nagumuni will shortly make a brief presentation on what the survey findings are. So I will not dwell too much on that, except to say that there seems to be a huge information and awareness gap which needs to be filled through creative and innovative means. Clearly, the old ways of doing things are not working. A vast majority of the people across rural Karnataka are still resorting to open defecation. This is especially difficult for women because of the obvious privacy and dignity issues. Women still bear the brunt in 2009 of collecting and storing water, and an average of 1 hour is spent on this exercise every single day. There is no idea of the opportunity cost of that time. Women and adolescent girls also have very little access to menstrual hygiene facilities, and there is no public dialogue on this aspect of public health. What kinds of infections women are vulnerable to, how painful their situation can be, is simply not the matter of the debate that it should be. There is also not enough attention to drinking water quality. In our survey, one of the most interactive and most popular activities was the water testing kits which our surveyors took around. Within minutes, people could see for themselves an indicator of the quality of the water of the various sources that they used. As Sunita will soon tell you, the results are definitely worrisome. And yet, people's satisfaction levels are fairly high because their own indicators of good water, of safe water, are taste and clarity rather than zero contamination. Clearly, there is much work ahead, and we hope that people, when they read this report and when they make all the connections, that they will understand the problems in a fresh manner and in a very clear way, and also begin to see not only the problems, but to see themselves as part of the solution. That is the real objective of ASHWAS. And solutions do exist. It's just a question of scaling them up in the right manner. If fluoride is a problem, rainwater harvesting can provide safe drinking water. The government's own Sachetina program does that in a few villages. If toilets are not built because of financial problems faced by households, a restructuring of the subsidy and a re-look at the total sanitation campaign is a necessity. If people do not know that their drinking water is contaminated, regular testing has to become more effective and a more participative exercise, and so on. Water is the key to life, and health arguably is the key to happiness. The citizens of Karnataka have a right to both safe water and adequate sanitation. Yet it is not something that any one entity can provide. All stakeholders, including the citizens themselves, have to do a rethink on their own roles and responsibilities. ASHWAS will become a template for a national survey, or at least a template for other states to use. Today, civil society and governments have begun to see the value of such citizen surveys, which bring the citizen perspective to the very center of the debate. Having said that, we all know that the survey is only a beginning and the rest of the work lies ahead of us all. Dhanyawadalu, namaskaram.